In a world filled with things on the internet, two men, one podcast, two pores.
One time for your mind. Facts only. Real wicked raps in my raps only. We're not far away. Let's go get it. Yo. We're so close to the edge, so let's jump to good.
Thanks, Dad.
Right. Yeah, man, let's roll. Let's roll. Let's go.
Let's go for it.
I'm fucking in.
All right.
You in?
Let's go.
I'm pumped up. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Two Poor Podcast.
Yeah, live in effect.
Is this is episode 1, right?
Episode 1 of season number 2.
2.
New year, new us. Well,
Pause.
God. Already starting. No, brand new 2024, brand new year. Excited and welcoming to everybody else joining us up there. We got a lot to go over. Big news. Stay tuned. We're about to announce that here in a minute. Man, crazy. Season 2, right?
Yeah.
When we first started this, we didn't know if we'd get to 5 episodes or yet alone 10.
But look back. I'm imploring people, go look back at the first couple videos.
Yeah.
Look at the changes that this room has even encompassed.
Oh, yeah. Aesthetically, it's changed a lot. I mean, we've gotten nothing but great. I mean, at least on the way.
I never thought that we were even bad ever.
No. Until you watch the first couple and they're like, you know.
Yeah, but
things have gotten better.
I'm my biggest critic, but at the same time, I'm my best friend.
Which is also kind of funny because you're my biggest critic.
Nah. But I think it's. I'm looking forward to spending this next hour and talking about 2023 and about the things that, the challenges we went through, the triumphs, right?
Yeah, also the crazy amount of things that have popped off in 2024 to start this year.
Right.
Insane. 1 weekend and we got all kinds of stuff.
I can't wait to go into that. Don't do that. Don't do that too soon.
I want to jump on that right. All
right.
Never mind.
Pause.
God, dang it.
I didn't say.
Why does this
I want to
always
give a shout out to my dude Sherrod too. Sherrod, peace to you, brother. He had the biggest pause moment ever at lunch the other day. It was great.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go into it.
Yeah. He knows. He knows what he did.
Knows.
Sherrod, you know what you did. It was funny.
But look, I really want to jump into what we do because season 2 is something that we do. We do process-driven, map-driven success, right?
Absolutely.
So we're gonna go with the same exact process.
Okay.
For season 2, except for
we're not going to change that.
Except for
fucking
nothing. We're going to keep doing the same thing.
We're going to keep it the same. All right. So housekeeping then. Shout outs. Man, we have a ton. We have a ton of shout outs. So we're going to try to keep this one as quick as possible.
Right.
I don't want to use this as a somber moment because I almost look, man, after going to New Orleans in December of 2022, right? I was introduced to a New Orleans funeral. Yeah. And a New Orleans funeral is the same thing as a New Orleans party. Celebratory.
Right.
Because there's no pain no more.
Right.
There's no sadness. There's no hurt. It's all glory. It's all good stuff. It's all light, right?
Right.
So do you want to?
Yeah, man. I want to throw a rest in peace out there to a very near and dear friend of us both. And to a lot of people that are near and dear to us. Ricky Hunter, AKA Ghost. He left this plane about a month ago, and it's been very, very rough for us to understand it. But we've all it's through death. A lot of times you end up becoming more close with people that you've had some distance with for a while, and we've done that with you and Jay Rue and Keith and
kind of reconnected to some people.
Kenny,
absolutely.
And I think it's important to understand that. I sent a video out last night to everybody that I watched, and Ghost would always say this. He'd say the universe is watching, whatever, and things will show you. Well, it was shortly after he died, that Billy Bob Thornton video that I sent you guys. It was crazy to me, and I don't want to take too much time on this, but it was crazy to me how much that affected me right when I heard it was just after he had passed, but I thought it was too soon to send to everybody, right? But last night I sent it because I really believed that it was the right time to do it.
Yeah, I've never been the same since my brother died. There's a melancholy in me that never goes away. I'm 50% happy and 50% sad at any given moment. And the only advice I can give people for when you lose someone like that is you won't ever get over it. And the more you know that and embrace it, the better off you are. I don't want to forget my brother, and I don't want to forget what it felt like when he died, because he deserves it. That's how important he was to me. So if I have to suffer, and if I have to be sad for the rest of my life, and if I have to be lonely without him, without his particular thing, his sense of humor and what he brought to life, then that's the way I honor him, you know.
You know, that I want to end it with that, and just with that sentiment there. But Ghost was severely important to a lot of people, and he was very loyal to his friends. And I love you, Ghost, and I rest in peace. Rest with your dad up there, and that's what I got. All right. So
I can't add on to that.
I don't want to keep talking.
Yeah,
about it.
Number of years where we were right there together, inseparable. Yeah. So I mean, it's look out for us and help us, guide us along the way.
God bless
you, my dude.
All right.
So not one to segue, but at the same time, I mean, we could spend a lot of time on that. We might be wearing some gear to represent him in the future coming soon.
Yes.
So, also, man, just a lot of shout outs. Don't want to segue into, but we're going to. We got to.
Go for it. It's big news.
Big announcement. So 2024 for us is going to be a big year. I'm going ahead and claiming it, going ahead and write it down. I mean, haters, please keep paying attention. Keep paying attention. You know what I mean? Because we're coming.
Right.
To start out 2024 on this very first episode, January 7th, we have ourselves our first sponsor. Yeah. So
that's fire, dude.
First ever sponsor for the Two Poor Podcast. My buddy Jeff Maddox, Blue Diamond Pest Control, has stepped up to the plate, stroked a check. The ink on the contract is official. It's dried, signed, sealed, delivered. Money's in the bank. This man has said, you know what? I believe in what you're doing.
And I want to invest.
I want to invest in y'all's future, because that's how much I believe in you.
So we're going to invest in him.
Absolutely. Right? So, I mean, listen, if you have a new house, old house, whatever you have, pest control is very, very important. Protect your family, protect your investment. Your house is going to be your biggest investment that you have next to your loved ones, right? So call Jeff at Blue Diamond Pest Control. All his information will be on this podcast. It'll be in the link, and we're going to broadcast that to the world, because he does a great job.
If it bugs you,
I mean, it bugs him. And he'll take care of it.
Come on.
He'll take care of it, commercial or residential. So if you're out there and you have a business and your home, get them both done. He might even work you a deal. I don't know. You got to call him for pricing.
Jeff Maddox.
But Jeff is a hell of a dude, and he does a great job. He truly, truly cares on the pest control end.
I think to get that sponsor at the very beginning of this, season 2, it's just another thing that is showing you and I that we need to continue it and continue on the mission, right?
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of stuff that 2023 did for me that in a negative thing came something super positive, right?
Absolutely.
Like, transitioning from one job to another, I transitioned from somewhere that I was happy. Right?
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to interrupt you.
Why?
Let's save it. Get your pregame pour done. And we're going to pour this. We're going to pour our bourbon of the episode. Hey, if you want to keep it the same format, let's keep it the same format.
You're right.
You better jump down the 2023 lane and keep on speeding off. I know. That's what we're going to do. Shout out to Jeff. Thank you again. Blue Diamond Pest Control. Call him now. Forget whoever you're using now. Cut him. Call Jeff at Blue Diamond Pest Control.
Sean, throw me that. Slide me over that coaster.
Ceramic, are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, chuck it at him, actually.
We got a story about Sean.
So, no.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do a little shameless plug there, but It's a 2 Port Podcast coaster. Not a big deal.
Yeah. Thanks to Jennifer and the OPA family who gave us these coasters as a Christmas gift.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You know, it's great because not only did Jeff at Blue Diamond Pest Control step up and become a sponsor, but we have a couple of other people who are right there and saying, hey, I want to sponsor you guys. Yeah. Jeff said, you know what? I want to be first.
Right.
I want my name first.
No, we've got a few people that we're discussing that with right now. And it's,
absolutely.
And it's something that I don't think that we ever started out doing this for.
No, we hadn't.
We didn't.
Yeah.
We were none the wiser before. We didn't even know that existed. But
no.
I want to stop myself again because I'm breaking
because we're
format.
about to go down to 2023. All right. So first off, let me get a cheers to you, my brother. 2024 is going to be a big year for you and me.
Is this your first time having Colonel?
That was my first.
I have a neighbor of mine poured this last July 4th.
Okay.
And gave me a couple pours of it. I like it. It fits my profile.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I like that.
It fits my profile.
All right, so a little bit about this bourbon right here. Colonel E.H. Taylor Small Batch Bottled in Bond, which is kind of cool. So bottled in bond, definitely you have to be designated as bottled in bond. You have to have a bourbon that's at least 4 years old. It has to be at least 100 proof, which is very surprising because that doesn't hit like it's 100 plus proof.
Because that feels in the 85 range for me.
Yeah,
very smooth.
Very smooth. And it also has to be made by one distiller at one distillery in the same season. So it's not a blend. You're not mixing, and it has to be at least 4 years old.
Meaning that it's not a blend, meaning that you're not mixing different barrels. I know that might sound stupid, but I want to make sure people are educated on this.
That's right. Yeah. So we're not mixing different aged barrels, different barrels from different different warehouses.
Right.
This is all coming from the same place.
Same season.
Exactly. So if you like it, you like it. You know what I mean?
I think it's fire.
But that's smooth, man. What do you think on the finish and the notes and everything?
I mean, finish is good. It's got a sweet but peppery kind of finish with like a the end of it's got a bit of pep,
but it's not as strong though. It's kind of a good blend.
Oh no, it's perfect, dude. It's perfect.
I like it.
I'm a fan of it. I'm more of a fan of being able to pick my glass up and then put it back down on the 2 Port Podcast coaster, and then put it down on the coaster, and it makes the sound. Jennifer,
that's official.
Jennifer. And your family, thank you so much.
Love it.
This is amazing. All right.
Yeah.
So what else? Is there any? So again, just finish up with the bottle information. What do you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so Colonel E.H. Taylor, right? Edmund Haynes Taylor Jr., considered the founding father of bourbon.
It. The founding father?
I mean, this is the founding father.
So
even
was
has
this
his picture.
Founding father, like after the Civil War times? Or what?
This was, he started brewing and distilling bourbon at the end of the Civil War
At the end of this, look at my brain.
So, I mean, it's considered like circa 1866-ish.
Those were the golden years, bud.
For all the history buffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those were the golden years.
The golden years. That's right.
That's when America was fucked up.
This nation was in turmoil. And Colonel Taylor said, you know what? I'm freaking I'm going to brew some bourbon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like it, man. I dig the bottle. I love the color.
You know what I mean?
Just a good amber hue.
Yes.
Feel it down to my plums.
The sun's bouncing off it just right.
This amberish hue.
I like it. I love so E.H. Taylor to me, and most people just call it Colonel. So, the one thing that I have gotten a lot of, I guess, happiness about this is learning about bourbon and learning palates and learning all this.
Absolutely.
Bourbon is just like anything else, though. Like, you talk to somebody about golf. And I grew up playing golf after I tore my ACL. Was never great at it. I could just play, right? Yeah. But my grandfather said, watch out who you play golf with. Mm-hmm. You might catch some liars out there, right? People will be a little different.
Like a little trap.
And I found, and meaning that you're playing golf with somebody and they hit it in the woods and they hit it in the water and they hit the whatever and they hit the putt and they're like, what'd you get on that? They're like, yeah, I parred that. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
So, but the bourbon thing is the same thing. It's like, hey man, we're gonna have. I just talked to some schmuck the other day, and I was like, we're gonna have Colonel on the. Oh yeah, man! I got like 15 bottles of Colonel. I got like a bunch of Blantons, a lot of Blantons, milk, orange peels. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, why do you have to say that? How come you can't? Or
Yeah.
you know, when you tell somebody that you're having some Colonel and they're like, oh yeah, I got some Pappy.
Why try to hijack?
I want to make sure that I bring this up because
Okay.
this was blasphemy
Okay.
in the biggest sense of it. I was looking at one of the bourbon societies on Facebook that we're a part of.
Yeah.
And this guy posted up, and God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. And he had the Pappy bottle, and he was like, "Ooh, score!" And he had a Coca-Cola bottle and a fucking mixed drink of Pappy and Coca-Cola.
What?
I'm not.
I'm bewildered right
in
now.
The memory
I'm bamboozled.
In the memory of Ghost,
Yeah.
we are going to get the thing on here that has the blah, 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 blah. Because
yeah.
I mean, how is it like? And I really want to know from bourbon enthusiasts or just gentlemen, because I think it's a gentleman's drink. I think people that understand that kind of stuff is like, all right, can you get mad at the guy? He spent the money for it. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it's his bottle.
Yeah, he can mix it with his shampoo. I don't care what he does. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do because I'm petty and I'm a freaking schmuck killer.
Judge Jimmy over here,
Yeah.
you know, judge, jury, and executioner.
Anyway.
No, I mean, it's funny because I saw a post earlier about one of the groups and
Right.
it had a bottle of Pappy. And it said, man, you mean to tell me there's not $50 bottles of bourbon that taste better than this?
A lot of people say that.
He said, don't buy the name. Don't
Right.
buy the hype.
Right.
Buy what you like. Man,
You can't get more.
that hit an accord with me.
Yeah.
Man, be yourself. We're not going to have Pappy on here just to say, oh, we have Pappy on here. Or maybe we do. And so we can put it to the taste test because we're two average guys, you know, who like what
Above
we
average
like.
guys.
Well, true story. But we like what we like and we're not going to bullshit, right? We're going to tell it like it is.
I don't think that lying or BSing, like, listen, no offense to some of the bottles that we've had in the past year that we weren't fans of. Listen,
story.
At the end of the day, bro, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't.
And I don't give a shit how much it costs. If it's $20 and great, man, score.
There's some
$20 and great.
because there's future bottles that maybe benchmark something like that.
Yeah.
Benchmark's good.
Yeah,
it's a
it's like
freaking
$13.
cheap. Yeah, it's cheap.
But then again, Blanton's is $100, and I don't like Blanton's.
I don't like blends, dude.
And it's no offense to them.
And
It's just I don't like it.
Bro, this is another thing that just irks my shit. Okay. All right.
Tell us.
And my grandfather taught me this, and I may have said this in a previous deal before, but he said, you don't pull the expensive bottles of wine out with all the people at the party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you get the stuff that you buy in bulk and
The communion,
right?
the communal.
So there's certain bottles that I would say E.H. Taylor is one of them. I would say Eagle Rare is one of them.
Yeah.
I would say that Penelope, which I don't think you've had yet. You've got
Haven't
it.
had yet, but we got a bottle.
I was lucky enough to have some last weekend.
If this was turned around, everybody would. Well, probably not because it's still us, but
Yeah.
people would have a tendency to drift over to the
Yeah. There's some-
viewership of what's
we got
going
some
on over there.
stuff going on.
We got some hidden gems back there.
But my point that I was trying to finish with is,
Yeah.
so you buy this 120, now it's 140, 160, then they got the gold label and all this kind of stuff.
Crazy.
And take a genuine sip of it. It's
Yeah.
fucking horrible. And that's just me talking.
Yeah.
Now, something that we didn't do in 2023 that we are going to do in 2024 is the blind flight. We're
Yeah.
doing the blind flight.
We're gonna do an episode
And guess
with that for
what?
sure, yeah.
And guess what? All right, it's hunting season because I'm gonna get somebody I know that has a big mouth about how freaking much they know about bourbon, and I'm gonna put them to the test on this show.
Target set.
And guess what? When you're wrong about what bourbons you're sipping on, Sean's gonna open the door and you're gonna fucking leave, right? I might even take the bottle and throw it at the back of your head. I'm kidding. That's Ghost coming out of me. God,
That's it. That's it. He's
Ghost.
with us. He's with us.
All right, so
All right. Listen, we got our bourbon, right? We've done our shout outs to our first sponsor, Blue Diamond Pest Control. We're shouting out to everybody we love out there, all our friends and family.
Jeff Maddox.
So 2023 for you as a person,
Yeah,
as a father,
Sure.
as a business manager, you know what I mean, as a podcast co-host. How was your 2023? Let's break it down.
2023 was short. It went by incredibly quick. The last couple months of it were difficult. Several months with our very close friend passing, and then our other brothers losing Mama Judy.
Yep.
transitioning from a job that I liked and I liked the people around it, and ended up transitioning into a phenomenal place and a great group. And understanding that, 2023 was for me, it kind of made me upset so much more than it should have. I let myself get beat by the system or by the universe or by the demons, or letting them control my thoughts to where I was thinking I wasn't doing good. I'm not, and it really bothered me, because I was thinking to myself, like, man, am I really this guy? Am I really this guy that's not that
kind
good?
of doubting, maybe?
Had me doubting.
It's great that you said that, though, right? Because we have kids, so we're trying to teach we're trying to teach our kids the right things. We don't necessarily always live by what we preach.
Facts.
And sometimes those moments catch us, and we're like, you know what? I have to live by what I say.
Right. That's important.
we can choose to get into those doldrums when things aren't going well, when they aren't going right, when they're not hitting on all cylinders.
Did you say doldrums?
Yeah.
All right, continue.
I did.
Well done.
Okay. You like that?
God, I'm so freaking pumped about it.
I'm so sorry. But we don't always do what we say we're going to do, because, hey, when things are rolling and things are popping off and everything's going great, it's easy. It's easy
Seems
to be
easy.
in positive. Yeah, it's easy to be in those positive spirits. The real test of a man or woman, the real test of a people is by how you respond to when you get knocked down. Right? Mike Tyson, everybody's got a plan for a fight till they get punched in the face. Right? How do you respond? Do you get back up again? So what you said, I allowed myself to get hurt by, or to get led by, or to think because of.
Right.
You control that. Right? Cat Williams. We're going to talk about him.
I can't wait to bring that up.
Cat Williams. It's called self-control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Absolutely right.
Dude, in the end, my short and very, very sweet recap of 23, something else that I did start doing is start praying again. It started really, really listening to my mind, and when I'm praying, and then be times where I'm praying out loud when I wake up, I've been so against it for so long. And I've not been like so against the thought of something greater. I've been so mad at all the things that have happened to family members or to whatever. I react,
and that was normal. That was natural.
Like Kenny Carver and I were on the phone last night, and he said, "You and I react to being in pain and lose it, whatever, with being fucking pissed and angry." And that's something that's he was spot on. And I learned how to slow that down, turn that knob down, and pray. And I would get goosebumps, and I'd be like, man, this is crap. I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. And it made me just think, like, man, all right, I don't have to go to church. I don't have to do all the things that everybody else does. And the one most important thing that I'm going to do here is I'm not going to freaking stuff it down everybody's throat.
Yeah.
And no pause there. I'm not going to stuff, because I hate, that's one thing that that I hate. I can't stand it when then all of a sudden this dude's going to church, and now he's freaking walking around with a big ass, sports coat on like he's the pastor. And
I get it.
And the same thing with people with the gym and going to the gym, and yeah, man, I eat take like 5 protein drinks and shove it up my ass before I go work out.
We get it. We get it. You're a vegan and you CrossFit. We get it. Okay. We understand.
I ate a live chicken the other day. It was live.
But at the same time, here's the thing. But at the same time, I don't necessarily negate anybody's renewed sense of faith and purpose.
Come on.
Right. I feel like the passion and purpose for me in 2024 has been reinvigorated over the last 48 hours. 2023 ended on such a great note for me. 2023 started off.
Why did it end in such a great note for you?
2023 for me was such a dichotomy of a multitude of emotions and direction, and you love this. You love when I talk like that, don't you?
I love
You were
it.
hypnotized. I saw you. You were hypnotized. No,
A
but
dichotomy of a mixed emotion.
it was.
Right?
I mean, it was the full spectrum for me.
Okay.
2023 started with a bad breakup.
Okay.
It started with a loss of sense of direction. So, I mean, I was questioning a lot of things, confused about some things. And then I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna start writing a book.
Right.
And I finished with that book by the end of the year. And now I'm in the process of editing and getting a beta reader.
So you wrote the book. You hand wrote it.
Hand wrote the book.
I wonder how many people actually do that, because when you think about Funny Farm, think about Love Actually, think about all these movies where you see an author and they're just
typing away,
whatever,
or typewriting.
Even that, but so to do that is almost like some people would say redundant, because you're like, why are you going to type or write it all
because
out?
You're going to have to.
But then you said the other day on the phone that while typing it, you were like, and you. I'm kind of
being my own editor.
Yeah. And what's a beta reader again?
A beta reader is going to be somebody who is going to read over your work and critique it. They're going to
editor.
Yeah, like an editor. Yeah, okay. They're going to edit it for maybe content and flow.
Okay,
and they're also going to edit it basically for grammatical content.
All right, and just for all the cats and kittens out there, what is the book about?
The book is about every female who's played an instrumental role in my life.
Positive or positive and negative?
Could be both.
Come on.
Could be one or the other. It's a truthful look at every female who's played an instrumental role in my upbringing in life. I think that also kind of sets up for book number 2 of every male that's been an instrumental role figure in my life.
I love that. So the whole book is going to be about me. I get it. So tell me this.
Chapters 1 through 10.
Yeah. Yes. Tell me this. Do you have a name for the book so they can look out for it?
It's loosely titled Because of You.
Because of You. Gotcha.
Yep.
Now, is it going to be because of you ... with like a weird, like a, I don't know, like a napkin with like lipstick kiss on it with,
you are my story
with like, thanks for the money.
No, man. Listen, at the end of the day, if I sell 1 copy or 1 million copies, ended up on the New York Times bestseller list, thanks in advance. I'm going to go ahead and claim it. It was therapeutic for me.
Good.
It was therapeutic
release,
to be
right?
able to dispense that stuff and tell stories and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, it's a real man's account of his real life stories of failures and positives and triumphs. It's a real story of me. Yeah.
All missions.
So I mean, but not only that, but you and I, early conversations in the first quarter of 2023, and we decided to do this podcast.
Well, we decided to do this podcast on the what you were just talking about at the beginning.
Piggybacking kind of,
the breakup.
Yeah. We had and
we were like
heartfelt conversations.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, I think that 2023 could be something that like you something you look at like a caterpillar. Right? Yeah.
I don't know. Where are you going with this?
And then it turns into
National
what?
Geographic?
What's it turn into?
A butterfly?
A butterfly. Yes. The pretty butterfly. I mean, who would have thought this little thing, which I've always loved caterpillars. I always think they're little alien looking things, right?
Yeah, right.
And then they get little cocoons, right? They go to sleep a little bit.
They go through a evolutionary process.
Yes. They're sitting there listening to Poor Podcast while they're resting in there. And then all of a sudden out comes this fucking butterfly. That's kind of,
and they become sponsors.
That's kind of what happened with 2023 and 24 of the 2 Poor Podcast.
That's it.
God
I love
bless.
it. Thanks for listening. Oh, okay. We're not done yet.
No,
we're not. We're not done
right.
yet. But
all right. So here it is, man. I have a lot of just beautiful memories in life in general, but beautiful memories of 2023 and seeing some really cool stuff happen. What are some of the things in 2023 for you? Small, large, whatever, intermediate. Like, what do you feel is like some of your best memories of 23?
Man, I mean, not to be cliche, but I think that
he's Captain Cliche.
But I really feel like we have to take everything, good, the bad, the ugly, and learn from it. Right. So experiencing a breakup, being like the buffalo, running through the storm instead of running away from the storm, helped that process go by so quickly.
Getting what I mean? Getting some medicine in you and doing it and having a
true serum. A little self-evaluation. Here's and I know we're going to jump on and talk about like the Cat Williams topics here in a little bit when we talk about 2024 current events. But here's the thing. A Cat Williams, anybody else that you want to throw out there, you, me, at the end of the night, if we're not freaking heathens, we're brushing our teeth and we're looking at the mirror.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You can't run away from that. That's you.
Right.
You know. You look at the mirror and you know.
Yeah.
You know if you're doing the right things.
Right.
You know if you're living a lie. You know what I'm saying? You know if you're telling the truth. You know if your actions matter.
Right.
You know if your words matter.
Right.
Or you know if you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That part.
So 2023 for me, I was going to take ownership of the good, the bad, and the ugly and
Great
face
Kanye song.
everything
Yeah.
head on.
Well, good.
Right. Halfway through the year for myself, I took a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
I took a spiritual journey that maybe we actually do, at some point in time during this coming year.
So you got that. Your takeaway from it is that you couldn't control.
I couldn't control. That was my big breakthrough. You know what I mean? So it's flipped the switch in me to change. So I've learned to kind of hold myself back on some things. That you can't control everything. Even though, you might feel like you know a lot of things. You might feel like you're intelligent enough to make the right decisions in every situation. But a lot of the times you have to let people do what they do.
You do. And then, it's like it's that mentality of a fire was meant to burn, right? And you got a fire over here. And you got a fire over here on the left. And you got another one over there on the left. Which one is the most important thing? What's the most important task? Okay, I got to do that. I got to get that fire out. You put it all the way out. You don't just get it down to where it's ember and then it's going to flame back up.
Yeah.
Because fires are meant to burn. Let that shit burn over there. We can deal with that. So I think it's important for you to have that realization and have that really, really triumphant moment. Because I'm going to tell you this too. It's one of the things that I used to say that I will never say again is that, man, I have no choice. I got to do it. I have no choice. Saying I have no choice, I had the choice of saying I have no choice. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
No, yes, you choose to get up and go to work. You choose you choose not to as well.
That's exactly right.
And something that I learned from 2023 on the other hand is that, man, even though I care so much and it bothers me or it makes me happy or whatever, it doesn't mean that it's the right thing for me to do. It doesn't mean it's the right thing for me to project on whoever or loved ones or people I work with.
That's a big point.
And so 2023, man, I'm saying it's in the rear view, bro. I look at 2024 and I want to handle things with a positive mental attitude. I want to handle things that I know that are going to be challenging, right? But I know that I can get to the other side of it. Even though I don't like the fucking douchebag that told me this line, it's a great line. We're in the mud right now. But when we get out of the mud, it pays, right? It's a phenomenal thought process.
But you got to take the things from that, right?
Right.
Because you're kind of either approaching a storm in the storm or coming through a storm. If you're not learning at every stage, then you're not learning. You're treading water. And you're going to end up in the same situation again.
If 2023 didn't mean anything to you, then that's your prerogative, man. That's straight. But man,
2023 was crazy because I don't think anybody I know, anybody that I can sit there and talk to, 2023 affected them. In some way.
Yeah.
I look at people in two classifications with that. You learned from it and you got better, or you're still harping on all the things that happened to you during that time. In 2023, I think
bigger step than I thought it was going to be.
that was a big one. So 2023, I will thank God. I will thank the universe. I will thank Gandalf. Whatever you want to give thanks to.
You shall not pass.
2023, I thank God for, because I learned so much, went through a lot.
Yeah.
But then my best weekend of 2023, you know what my best weekend of 2023 was?
You know what I do know?
What?
You're going to tell me?
I am going to tell you.
What is it?
It was New Year's Eve weekend of this year.
Oh, what?
There's no joke there. That's the kind of way I felt.
So I'm gonna dive in. Right? Feet first. All right.
Okay.
Cross. Right.
Yeah.
Very tight. Suck in the dead.
Boss.
Dead. Yeah. So you went into 2024 with with special people you love.
Yes, absolutely.
Good. I did as well. And I love that you got to experience that.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like a proud puppy over here.
Hey, you know what we're gonna do? Hold on, let's do something special here. Hold on, just a little.
What do we do?
Just a little taste. Just a little taste.
You sound like suspect right now. Are we taking a shot?
We're gonna have a
Blasphemy, blasphemy.
Our second pour is gonna be a shot. We started out 2024
Right.
with Queens.
Yes. Nice.
Here's to our Queens.
Here's to the Queens.
There you go.
All right. Now look.
Cheers to y'all.
Absolutely. How'd that feel? Did it hurt a little?
It was my funny bone. That was not so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 2024. All right. Because the one thing I do know is that as we proceed in this sponsored podcast, that we're going to continue to recap on 2023. Right.
Yes.
I know we will.
We are. Hey, but listen, our podcast in 2023, starting off with telling people when to cut somebody out of your life. You know what I mean? Break down some of the 2023 podcasts for us while I
change
get us situated on ice.
We did the financial understanding, right? Getting financial literacy that we had Mike Taylor on. He was phenomenal on it.
Which is important for a lot of guys and girls out there because they don't want to admit that they're not good with money.
People need to understand. Hey, look, man, I've known you since for 20 something years. Just stick your hand in there and get me. I mean, you're using the grill fucking tongs.
You just pay it. You just keep typing, okay? How about that? All right.
What were we talking about?
See, that's what I'm telling you, man. You stay on task and don't worry about what
Oh God, no! I see you doing it. It bothers me.
Why? Because I can still do this after having a couple of drinks.
No, I mean anybody could do that. My daughter could do that after a couple drinks.
Oh well, yeah, I know.
What's that? Where's the thing?
Hey, girls,
My daughter doesn't drink.
Listen to your Uncle Jason. Don't drink. You're way too young for that.
So, I don't know what the freak we were talking about.
2023 podcast. Our podcast in 2023.
23. Boom. So, financial literacy, understanding it, people that don't really think about it. A lot of people don't think about it in their 20s, in their 30s, even in their 40s. There's some people that just live check to check, and some people can only live check to check. I get it.
Yeah.
And then there's, changing your mentality, right? Mm-hmm. There's cutting people out, like knowing when
Change
to
your
cut
mindset.
people. That's right. My bad. Change your mindset. And then knowing when to cut people out. That was an important one for me, right?
The most viewed podcast of 2023.
Yeah, we had 4.6 million views on that one. Anyway, go ahead.
But no, it's fine. 4.5. But yeah, I mean, when to cut somebody out of your life. Listen, there's a lot of things that we tackled in 2023. A lot of truth serum, and we're gonna bring the same in 2024.
I think it's important to do that. I think it's important for you and I to always stay authentic, right?
Absolutely.
And I don't like the sheep mentality.
Yeah.
But the sheep mentality is necessary for the world, which is weird. All right. Ooh, because if there wasn't, then you wouldn't have the shepherd, or you wouldn't have the manager, or you wouldn't have the boss.
There can only be a certain amount of chiefs.
Right. So I really loved ending it the way we did with giving thanks. We had a lot of fun on that one. A lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
But
so much fun.
2024, I'm going to say, when you say it kicked off crazy, everybody knows the elephant in the room when you're talking about wild interview. And Cat Williams, I mean, my hat's off to the fella.
And you just watched this last night. I've been with the wife, right?
Yes,
you and the wife watched this last night.
I've seen all the little videos and the little 15 seconds, deals. Dude, if you watch it
my bad, completely.
Folks,
that was a first.
Folks, I'm going to tell you this. If you haven't watched it because you think you're getting enough from all these little clips, you're all right. Hold on. Are you done?
I'm done. I'm done. That was completely my bad.
Well, we know that. Every fucking body knows that. Look at Sean. Look what you're doing to Sean. He's fucking.
I know. He's distressed right now.
So,
I'm sorry.
All right. So, folks, if you haven't seen it, you got to watch it in its entirety. Because
absolutely.
There were some parts of it, Shannon Sharp, just so you know, sounded like a freaking idiot most of the time when he was talking.
I'm not a Shannon Sharp fan.
I've never been.
I can't listen to him.
But you're talking about Mr. Stutter, Mr. Can't he's
Formulate a
he
sentence.
literally is asking questions that Cat Williams just got done explaining something. Then he'll ask him the question about it.
I know.
But the one thing that I loved about the deal was watching it. I told Ashley this last night, right when it started. So you're looking it's a camera angle looking at Cat Angle. Cat Swiffernoff
Next to the stage.
and I said, baby, Cat Williams isn't even looking at him while he's talking. And she was like, she had already watched some of it before. She was like, yeah, he's pissed. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, right after that, he looks at him and just starts digging in on him. Pause. But I'm going to tell you this. Right away, I'm like locked in it because at first, when I saw it was 2 hours and 46 minutes, I was like, fuck,
That's a lot.
I can't do that.
That's a lot. But you
I
get
sat
hooked.
there and watched
You
it.
get hooked.
Even though, like, all right, let's go ahead and get this only part out of the way that I think is stupid. I think the guy's a brilliant guy. He's very, very articulate.
Cat Williams?
Big times. Yes.
Okay.
Big time. But he had said, I think he misspoke. He said that he had read 3,000 books in 1 year. And he said all of them were nonfiction. So anybody that is not writing a book about fucking fairy tales and alligator people or whatever, like, like
Alligator people.
right? Like, there's not one that's going to be like, I'm going to write a 10-page book about my, you know what I'm saying? I think he misspoke, but
maybe 300, maybe 30.
maybe three, but
I don't know.
All right,
That's a lot.
So do the math: 365,
Yeah.
3,000. That's 10 books,
10 books
plus
a day.
a day. Yeah. No, the amount of meth that you have to be on. All right.
He hasn't slept in 2023.
Yeah. He's got to be. What's the thing where the guy goes through the book and he knows it in 5 seconds?
I don't know.
Anyway.
With the Matrix, he's Keanu Reeves. I knew Kung Fu.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Either way.
going back to it, Cat Williams, he exposed a lot of things that you don't know about. You've heard some of the stuff, right? But when he was talking about Weinstein wanting to suck his penis and he refused, right? Refused $50 million 4 times, all this. And he has 5 daughters and 5 sons, and you're sitting there listening to his deal, but he's not married. And you're like, all right, so he just must be this promiscuous dude out there, which there's no dig against that, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you don't have a woman and you're going, right? Now, he adopted 7. He was a single parent to 7 adopted kids because
It's all about how you spin the narrative, right?
because when he left his house when he was 13, he left his 2 younger brothers. So what I put together there is when he adopted these children, he was probably thinking in that mentality of my kid, my brothers.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's so much more to it, and I don't want to take over most of this time talking about it.
No, it's fine.
It blew my fucking mind watching this interview.
Yeah. So all right,
Unbelievable.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. From what he said about
it's so
Kevin
good on ice.
Hart, I know that it's so much better.
On ice, it's so much better. I
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely. And the whole peppery finish, it's not as overtaking. It's a little subtle.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. It's like the right seasoned piece of chicken, fish.
Right. No,
You know
I
what I
get
mean?
it.
It's good.
I get
It's
it.
good.
I was gonna freaking blast you just now, but I'll let you get away with it.
I know. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. But at the same time, all right, so what do you think about this Hollywood stuff that he's bringing out? Do you think there's this kind of narrative in
Yes,
Hollywood?
man.
This
Listen.
whole $20 million club or
Yes,
something? Bought and
bro.
paid for?
Look at the people like Alex
Jones.
Jones. Look at all these
Yeah.
people that they've infiltrated their parties. They've and Alex Jones is such a nut job to people who don't listen to what's coming out of his freaking dome. He is
And
he
do the
is
research.
incredibly aware, right? And he just says some shit that's crazy. Now, where is he? Where can you find him? You just see him on videos that
I mean, he's been boicoted and blasted.
period.
And
Because he's absolutely exposed things that he knows of.
Yeah, hey, no, hold on. Let's pause for a second on that. Let me drop some knowledge on you.
Come on.
Right? Just from some of the things that we've said on this podcast, right?
Right.
This podcast, right? Who are we? Do we have 1 million followers? Not yet. But just from the things that we've said on this podcast, our our ability to be able to add people on social media has been diminished.
Yeah.
Our viewership, as far as in search engines, has been diminished just by the little things that we've said.
Right.
This is why you have to make a point to support the people that you know who are doing it on a local level and a smaller level, because they don't want the truth out there. They will pay you. That's what I loved about the Cat Williams interview, is they will pay you not to talk about the things that truly exist.
Yeah.
Because they don't want those things out there. They don't want all these things where they try to blackmail you by homophobic actions or homosexual actions or men wearing a dress and rolls and things like that. They don't want that out there.
Well, and then when he said it too, it was a funny deal. He said, yeah, everybody said I was on drugs and I'm on all these drugs.
That's right.
And he was like, where are all the videos? Where are all the pictures? Where's all the claims that I am?
There's not.
He said, if it's not green or nicotine, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, again, going back to him raising these 7 kids, I don't know exactly how he raised them because I don't know Cat Williams, right?
Yeah.
But one thing that I did find out last night watching it though, he's not just articulate. He's not just very, very smart. I would say he's brilliant, to be fair, right? Okay. Masterful with words, right? That doesn't mean that you're just a
wordsmith,
right? Of sorts, for sure. That dude has been, people have done him wrong to the point where he's decided to put them out on national media and just say Cedric the Entertainer. Look, I literally, because the universe is listening and watching, and the fucking algorithms and all this stuff that we're not in control of.
Yeah.
They played Mark Curry. Not Mark. It might have been Mark Curry. Played a whole entire deal that he did, a whole entire bit. Okay. And then Cedric the Entertainer did the same exact one. I watched it this morning. It wasn't just that one either. There was one comic in a show. It looked like it was some sort of a sitcom. And it was a black dude. I don't know what his name was, but it was 1988.
Shoot.
And the guy said something about, you could just call me by my initials. Call me by my initials or whatever like that. Well, the guy was saying so for the rest of the night, he was calling him, hey, call by initials, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, no. Call me by my name's CJ or whatever it is like that. It's just a funny thing.
Yeah.
1988. Cedric the Entertainer did the same fucking joke. Same thing.
Yeah.
Now, Cat Williams said these things like, all right, well, if they're so much, funnier than I am or more, out here than I am, how many specials does Steve Harvey have? How many specials he said you can't find Cedric the Entertainer comedy special on Netflix, on Tubi. That's strange, right? But he was like, but I have 19. Like Steve Harvey, like I don't know these brothers, man. I don't know anything about them. I'm not against them.
Weren't they on the Kings of Comedy though?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they did something to this man because he brought up Ricky Smiley, he brought up Steve Harvey, he brought up Cedric the Entertainer, he brought up Faison, he brought up a lot of people a lot of times. My wife was not a fan about what he said about Chris Tucker.
Okay.
Said Chris Tucker was a part of the Epstein Island or Islander or something like that. But to you and I, and he said that why wasn't he on next Friday? And he said because Chris Tucker wasn't a weed head. He wasn't a smoker.
Yeah.
Right? He wasn't a smoker. So it was inauthentic or whatever the word is, unauthentic, whatever.
Yeah, inauthentic, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I could sit here and do a whole podcast talking about that interview because a lot of times, dude, I don't listen to the hype of people on Facebook or anywhere else saying, oh my God, I watched this. Oh my God. So I purposefully did not watch it.
Yeah.
And then Ashley was like, come on, let's watch it. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was fucking very informative.
Well, all right. So people like controversy, right? People
Absolutely.
but at the same time, I think at the end of the day, people are seeking and searching for the truth.
Always.
We want to know. We want to know the purpose of life. We want to know the truth. We want to know what's really out there.
Well, think about it though. Like now, the truth before would take tons and tons of research, would take tons of hours of time or phone calls or whatever. Now,
Yeah.
flick it a wrist.
Yeah, but I mean, they control that too. So will you ever truly know?
Look, I'm gonna just do this real quick. I'm not gonna play anything. I'm just gonna show you. There's Facebook. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, there's us on there.
Hey, look at that
there's
guy.
us on there again. All right, guaranteed in a second or two. Third one down, Cat Williams.
Cat Williams. Yeah,
Boom.
because we talked about it. Oh, there's Colonel Taylor. Yeah, it's listening.
Listen,
It's right there. Do the research.
All I did was tell you just now that it's listening all the time.
Do the research. So go back to 9/11. Regardless of whatever you think about 9/11, we signed away all of the last remaining freedoms we had in 9/11. Every company has the ability to buy and sell your research, your data, your clicks,
Right.
your eye movements on anything based on social media or advertising sites to help them advertise and sell to you more, I guess, easily. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gave them that purpose. We gave them that right.
I'm telling you, man. The data mining, I mean, it's a scary deal. Like,
Because I was contacted by a company. To go to work for that goes to prospective businesses and sells them on the things that are collected
right,
based
Data mining.
on your clicks.
I mean,
I refuse to do
so
it.
you got all these things you could do, right? You can do the what's the fence, the geo fence that you can purchase, and it costs money to do, but it's not it's something that's going to infiltrate, which I think is going to infiltrate your whatever's inside of your computer system at that your workspace or your CRM or your DMS, whatever. Like it, you say something about Next Level or Two Poor Podcast being hard to search or not coming up.
Yeah.
If we spend a certain amount of money, then
We can get
you
it back into
it.
that search. Yeah, that's right.
You know, so everything is about the almighty dollar, but the almighty dollar
Payola.
is generated from a support system of people that can help each other facilitate a movement in which everybody in that movement can go upward and onward to making a successful career out of something
on
that was built by y'all. And that's something that, you know, when people get mad at the Logan Pauls or Jake Pauls or the Aiden, whatever his name is, or all these guys are like, man, you guys are stupid, man. No, you know what? They just fucking worked harder than you did. They just got it. They figured it out and they got it.
Stop making excuses.
There's not one day in my life that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, Jake Paul's freaking hurt, man. Logan Paul, Joe Rogan is. Joe Rogan was doing it just like we're doing it right now in his freaking house.
That's right.
Before they had all this technology. So if you back someone who is doing something that is positive and it's giving them a momentum to go somewhere, because let me tell you what happens when you stand still, brother. Nothing.
Treading water.
Nothing.
You're missing it.
Let me tell you
You're
what
missing the
happens.
lesson.
What happens when you stand still? Nothing. Stupid.
You're existing. You're not living.
Man, it's important to go outside and feel the sun. It's important to look, you know, like you said, in the mirror and say, what am I going to do today? What's going to pop
right.
today?
How am I going to progress today?
Let me say, man, my sons are in college. My daughters are in high school. My wife is beautiful. My family is beautiful. I love my brother Diesel. I love my sister Mary. Mama BB, I love her more than life itself. I'm blessed. I got my best friend that I get to do the podcast with. I got
Absolutely.
to see, you know, I'm a CEO. I want to see you.
We've been able to see.
We got
each
young
other.
Sean here breaking mirrors in his bathroom, and that's why he
right.
was late coming in.
If you weren't on the pre-show, you missed out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell
Facebook
him
Live.
real quick. All right. He texted and said he was running late because he broke a mirror in his shower.
And my brain would not let me process that. So.
And then
But James over here, John.
oh, I'm jumping all over him, and then he goes, "Yeah, I was shaving. I was shaving." So you know, okay. All right. Sean, I love you, buddy. All right. Okay.
We love you, guy. We love you.
Hey, something that I want to say because we're wrapping up right now.
Yeah.
right? This is something that I want
transition.
I want to tell you, in a few weeks from now, we're going to the mountains, right?
Yes, we are.
And the
Last weekend of January.
And the main purpose of us doing that is to reset, right? Get away from the norm. We're going to go to the mountains and breathe that nice, cold North Carolina air.
Absolutely. Live in nature.
But what we're also going to do is we're going to try to put together as many podcasts as we can, as many episodes as we
Absolutely.
can without
Yep.
forcing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Pause. Without forcing it. But pause. But
Let me reiterate.
but we want to do that. Let me say, I'm looking forward to that very much because, it's Sunday. It's, I'm going to go home and hang out with my family in a little while. You've got your Sunday routines, and then we've got to get ready for work. Sean's got to get ready for work.
Yeah.
I would love to have that Friday, Saturday of just nothing but focused on trying to throw
loose.
that creative juice out there. Pause.
Pause. Hey, we are also going to tell people in that weekend both of our near-death experiences.
Oh my goodness gracious! Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah,
That's a big.
that's big.
Another one.
What?
I said, I hope we don't have another one in the mountains.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
Thanks,
looking
Buzzkill.
for an engineer for the Two Poor Podcast right now.
No, I mean, honestly,
but good
because
point, though.
Both you and I have had near-death experiences.
Very close.
And we have not told the stories yet on air.
I think it's a. God, I'm looking forward to the trip. I'm not looking forward to that though.
I know, man.
But it's good information.
We're gonna have a box of Kleenex there, and
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about it.
So, I don't have a parting shot.
No, we're not, because we're gonna segue. We're gonna segue into the 3-question segment of the Two Poor Podcast, which is probably a staple now.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I will start because I claim that. All right. So 3 questions for our first episode of 2024. Question number 1, and I'm
6'4".
sorry. Listen,
180 pounds.
far away on both of those. So you actually. I'm not. I don't have pictures in bikinis. I know. I had a couple of messages about thanks for sending the pictures. Okay, I don't have pictures of chicks in bikinis. But what was your favorite show that you watched in 2023? Question number 1.
Favorite show in 2023. Favorite show.
Did you have something new that you?
I'm
watched
sure.
on?
I'm sure I did, man. But I just don't care about TV like that. Like I don't. Well, Ashley's probably gonna punch me in the face for this because we watch shows.
Like, we watched this together and you don't pay attention.
No, I do, but man, we did watch something that was phenomenal, and I don't know what it is.
Wow. Speechless?
Yeah,
This guy?
speechless for the. All right, I don't know.
believe it.
I don't know. Don't have one. That's an answer. I don't have one.
Wow.
I don't.
This is the first time.
I don't have one, dude. I don't have a show.
I'm glad that you're starting off a new episode of the new year of the new season with a non-answer.
Well, a non-answer is an answer. I answer with the non-answer. Doesn't matter. Go on to the next one.
Either one,
Fucking time waster. All right.
Ruin that.
Yeah.
Question number 2. There is a ton of bands that are going back on tour in 2024.
Okay.
If you had a musical act, lead singer, hip hop artist, band of 2024 that you would love to see, who would it be?
I would love to see Under High Street. They're phenomenal. Under High Street, you can check them out on iTunes. Young Dylan, Young Diamond D.
Yeah. Could be a guest.
Could be a guest.
Could be a guest.
next
A potential guest.
I love the Roots. I've always loved their shows. One of the best freaking collective shows that I've seen in my life was the Spit Kickers tour, where it was like fucking Pharoah Monch, Talib Kweli, Common, De La Soul.
That'd be a great concert.
Oh my, bro, you don't understand. This was amazing. I was in the crowd just like, because it was that good. I would love to see that. And if you run into my car out there, I'll fucking kill you and your family.
I was about to say, I just saw that. I thought he hit your car.
Yeah.
What
He's probably so mad.
What
right
a
now.
random douche. over
He's
there.
so mad right now.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So question number 3.
I just want to go out there and fucking punch him in his face. All right, go ahead.
All right, question number 3, and this is the best question of all. I had to say this for number 3. What is your ultimate goal for 2024?
My ultimate goal for 2024 is to repurpose and refocus my time to better serve my health, both mentally, physically, and spiritually, because I lost somebody very, very, very special. And I think some of it had to do with health for sure. Or overall it had to do with health.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that guy. And I want to further explore how much the praying and all that kind of stuff is good for my overall mentality, but also good for the manifesting the thoughts, right? Because when you're praying for something to manifest really, and thoughts manifest reality kind of experiment, right?
Absolutely. I mean, but we've talked, that was part of our 2023 is all the 4 quadrants,
Right.
how they interact.
Right.
Every one affects the other.
Right.
So I'm glad that you
I'm
have
there.
appreciation for that.
Yeah, and the financial side of it, I'm blessed and very, very blessed in the job that I've taken on. It's a very it's a very
Sounds like a
awesome
good
job.
company.
Right? It's they're beautiful people, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful people.
It's beautiful. So it's huge
Right.
company.
So-
all right. So what are your 3 questions
All right,
for me?
so it's so annoying that we do this. I want y'all to understand this, right? I want y'all to understand this. I came here without my little black book that I write my thoughts in or whatever like that. So I had to write down what my top 3 bourbons were for me. I wrote down by myself. I wrote down Old Forester 1910. I wrote down Breckenridge, and I wrote down Eagle Rare. And then, much to my surprise, what did you write down for yours?
All right. So let me go over my 3 top bourbons for 2023. Breckenridge, Old Forester 1910, and Eagle Rare.
And we've had several. We didn't just have 4, and this is just an easy look.
I had the whole David Blaine, David Copperfield moment to where you were like,
What the fudge?
what? Did you just write that down because I said it?
Yeah.
No, I had this written down yesterday.
It bugged me out, bro. It bugged me out. All right,
I mean, that's
here we
crazy.
go. So, question number 1 for you.
Okay.
What has been the most impactful moment that you've had? The most impactful, meaning that it certainly changed Jason Matthew Bridwell Jr., changed you for the good, not for the bad. But what's the one singular, isolated moment that changed you?
All right, I'm going to take a big leap here. There was a bunch of stuff that happened in 2023 that was huge for me. I will say this. I went on a spiritual journey. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to take a gamble at putting this out there on the air for everybody here to listen. I truly believe in the whole Bob Marley. If it came from the earth, it's a blessing, not a curse.
Right.
Right. So if we're talking about things that you have to add, I don't know, a little baking soda, a little water. I don't know the recipe. You know? Speaking of Cat Williams. But if it's from the earth, it's a blessing, not a curse. And so I went on a spiritual journey about halfway through the year. And a couple of the things that I learned, the first thing was that I was putting forth a sacrifice to necessarily close a door on a situation, and it worked 100%. The second thing was learning that I cannot control everything around me, that I have to learn that there's things out there that are beyond my control, and I have to just deal with and listen and let it be and react accordingly.
There we go.
That moment right there helped set up me for the situation that I'm in, and helped me become a lot better version of myself in relationships, to where I am 100% thankful, because it flipped a switch in me that, listen, a tiger doesn't change its stripes.
Right.
Right.
Cliche.
You are cliche for sure. I mean, you are what you are, right?
You are what you eat.
At the end, well,
I'm sorry. Good.
that's why you're a poussoir.
Hey, good.
But at the end of the day, I mean, you kind of are what you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you can evolve from that,
Right.
Based on some things that happen, right? So this situation right here changed me from the inside out, and it put me in a great situation to be the person that I am today.
I love that. I love that short story.
You're welcome.
All right.
Question number 2.
Here's question number 2. Is the Two Poor Podcast what you thought it would be when you started?
No, not at all. This is so much better than I thought it
Right.
could ever be.
I thought it was going to be such a fucking mess.
I thought it was going to be such a conundrum of clusterfucks.
Yeah.
But this right here, man, I absolutely enjoy every second that we get to spend together. And
Pause.
but at the same time, I mean, everything that we do, you know, it's so funny, right? I say to everybody, you stick around long enough and you'll see people's true colors.
Right.
Right. So I've never ever once had to question yours.
Right.
But I know that doing this right here, it's put a line in the sand of people who support what we're doing.
Right.
Or people who are going to completely
Ignore it.
and
Yeah.
act like it's not there. And it's fine because either way, we're going to go where we're going,
Yeah.
regardless if you're on
Yeah.
it or not.
I'm very glad that you explained it that way because you could have said it a million different ways.
That's right,
And
yeah.
in ways that I'm really freaking I'm privy to, like being
Yeah.
petty and low down.
I don't want to.
But if you
sometimes
you know,
I'm Richard Petty.
You know,
but-
if you don't support it, you know what? I'm just gonna chime in and say
I
this.
saw you. You're there.
You and I we've done several very, very successful shows.
Yeah.
Some pretty big places. And the worst thing that I learned about people, they'd be like, "Hey man, what's up, man? I'm trying to come support, man. Can you put me on the list?" What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah,
Or
hey.
even you remember Amos's when I was getting
boy.
ready and
Boy.
I was getting in my mental space and then somebody came up to me and they were like, "Hey, somebody so and so's at the door. They want to get in for free. They want you to come up there." And then you were like, "Nah, fuck that." And you were like, "You chill, man." And you walked up there and handled
absolutely.
business.
Yeah.
You handled business. You were like, "Yo." So I say that to say this. Right. I don't even have to say anything. You
I
get
know,
it.
I know,
You
boy.
get it.
Yeah, I'm
All
right. I'm right there.
All right.
Here's the thing, man. I mean, so many people, and I love that. I love that I could shepherd you away from that, right?
Yeah.
Like you concentrate on doing you, right?
Yeah.
Because you're about to go out there and wreck a set, right? And I'm sitting there at the door with our people. And they're coming in like, "Oh, I know Jimmy. Jimmy's
Yeah.
my boy. Jimmy's my boy. Keep me on the, hey, man, motherfucker, I know Jimmy too. That's my fucking bro.
Yeah.
Pay your money.
Yeah, it costs $10. You
Support
fucking
him.
prick.
You piece
Yeah.
of shit.
Yeah.
Support him. Why are we constantly looking for hookups for the people that we know, but will pay obscene amounts of money for bullshit?
For people that we don't know. Okay, all right.
Yeah, all right, that's
We're
it.
not going to go too far.
That's it. Question number three. Question number three. Let's
Here's the
segue.
last question.
Yeah.
All right. Not the podcast. Not anything else. Just Jason Bridwell.
Okay.
What is your number one? If you can surmise this or whatever. Is surmise a word?
Yeah, surmise is a word. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel
Yeah,
smart.
I
as
mean,
shit.
it's so smart. Yeah.
Ask me anything right now. Hold on. Hey, for you,
Yeah.
isolated just to Jason Bridwell, not Two Poor Podcast, not anything, just you in the mirror.
wow.
What's your biggest focus for 2024? What's your biggest focus? If you could think about it you're on the stand right now.
Hold on.
No.
We don't have to. It's already here. It's already here. It's already here. The ultimate goal for 2024. I wrote it down.
Well, just say it then.
Is to take the Two Poor Podcast to the next level.
The crowd goes wild.
I mean, that's
And did I
it.
just ask him not to talk about the Two Poor Podcast? But that's how much he cares about this business
all right.
venture.
My ultimate goal for me personally?
That's exactly what I asked you. Did fuck Sean?
Hold on.
Am I speaking Portuguese?
I'm speechless now. All right, the ultimate goal for myself is continued evolution.
Okay, good. Continue to
evolution.
grow. Continue to grow.
Continued evolution.
Got it.
Yeah.
Continued evolution.
Continued evolution.
I like it.
That's it.
Listen,
That's
you
all
know
we can do.
You know what's going on right now? Boom! It came over there. Boom! And I set it up like that for the
And I spiked it down.
Wow!
That's it. All right, we're going to have a couple more pours of this Colonel E.H. Taylor. We're going to celebrate our first ever sponsor, Blue Diamond Pest Control.
Yes.
We're going to have so much on the website and everything else about it. Go check them out.
Yes.
Sign up right now. We love you. We support us. We support you. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your love and appreciation.
Hey, I
I love it. It's great. Can we cheers on that?
love it. Let's go. Cheers on that, brother.
That's
Sean, right? Peace to
Poor
brother.
podcast.
Facts only. Real rap, freaking raps of my raps only. We're not far away. Let's go get it. Yo. We're so close to the edge, so let's jump till good sense gets back in our heads and run the other way toward normalcy and conformity. And if you're joining me, then you're dumb. You find yourself numb to what you're managing and make decisions. It's purely off of panic and the risk it all is damaging. When you scared as fuck to go the other way, it's down. What your reward handling? That means I took that leap. I went for broke cause it looked that sweet. And after my first